Find some way to give her a charisma bonus. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to me, Homestar Runner. Homestar Runner. If you get that, you are truly one of my friends. No, this is Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your
I
host,
guess I'm not your
DM,
friend.
JC. Well, there's a secret society, the Homestar Runner people. If you don't know what Homestar Runner is, go look it up. It is my brand of humor, specifically strong bad emails. As I said before, though, this is Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC, here with these two nerds because we got a man who is on location doing something. Something
Enjoying
wooden.
life.
He's on location.
He's on
In
location.
the Great North.
Yeah.
He is outside of cell signal range. So,
Yeah.
both those voices you hear, the man on the ones and twos, Tom M. Norman playing Aaron on today.
In theory, that is me.
In theory, in action too. I mean, typically, not that all those actions are good or successful.
Many times they are not.
That's what makes a great story. This other gentleman sitting with us this morning is Ryan Crixus Kukta. How you doing this morning?
Oh, Boomtown, get 'em. Ready to rock and roll. Beautiful weekend here in Wisconsin. So, shout out to everybody else in the United States and abroad.
Yeah, buddy. Do we have any broads watching us? I mean, people abroad watching us? Oh.
Where do you want me to start with that statement? We have people
Yes.
that are not in Wisconsin listening. Yes.
Out of hand.
That is awesome.
Out of hand.
Ooh, you're robot-y to me. Kook.
We'll get her squared away.
That'll work. Oh, let's see. Where were we? I suppose. Do one of you want to do a recap? As this Jeff is not here.
Rock, paper, scissors for it.
I could recap, sure.
That would be wonderful. Thank you very much.
Sure. So the party woke up and went down for breakfast. I forget the name of the inn that we were at that morning. The Lonely something, Lost something. No.
No, you're thinking about the Lonelywood. This is you're in Bryn Shander. Hang on a second. Bryn Shander, and it is the Northlook.
Yeah, that sounds right. So we woke up in the Northlook, and the party heard a bunch of rumors about things that are going on, and hopefully to dig in a little bit as far as why there is the eternal night, and heard some conspiracy theory, certainly some unsubstantiated, but potential options for the team to start to dig in a little bit into this area and look beneath the surface. So a bunch of rumors about some invisible thieves, the location potentially of Oral, a really interesting dock hill that can provide us transport, some details on the Arcane Brotherhood and how we can get a little bit more information on that group. And we went to give some substance to these rumors by visiting Speaker Devessa Shane. And the speaker provided us some letters and asked us to provide some to the guard. And we offered to bring some to what we anticipate is our next final destination, to the Lonelywood. And so we've got some letters in tow and traveling to the Lonelywood. So, and then I did talk to Doc, and he gave me a little rhyme to get us started here today.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
nice.
Our team heard rumors at the morning meal, sought the speaker to find out if they're real. When asked, "Who are we?" we replied, "TBD," and we accept that we are the big deal.
Nice.
That works. That definitely works. And so now we are outside of the tavern. We just opened up one letter and we read it. So now we have to decide if we're going to open up the magical. Does that sound accurate?
Sounds right to me.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys went north to Tourmaline. You're in Tourmaline
We are.
right now, outside the inn. Yes. Okay.
And I think, yeah, more information is better. So I think that's the right call, is to open another letter. But from that perspective, I don't have strong feelings.
I
So what do you think?
I would like to open it up just because it's magical and there must be a reason for it to be.
Why not just give it to the speaker, Ellie says, and then ask him what it says?
I mean, we could do that. Doesn't mean he's going to give it to us, though. It doesn't mean he's
She
going
and-
to. Or
Good
she.
idea, Ellie.
I was gonna say, do you think she would have really given us, Speaker Devessa Shane would have really given us these letters if they were like super, super important or super, super secret?
He probably would have put them in a lockbox.
Yeah, I mean, this is a piece of paper sealed with wax and a bit of magic that we don't even know if it's not registering as anything that's going to blow up in our hands. So if there's anything super important here, I think it would have been better guarded.
Inspector Gadget style.
Yeah, maybe. Or what was the Mission Impossible? This letter will self-destruct in 5, 4.
Dun dun
Three.
dun 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 dun.
Da-doo, da-doo.
All right, let's bring the letters to the speaker then. I think
Right.
that makes a lot of sense. Don't you,
All right.
Aaron?
Fine.
I know this goes against your nature, and it's okay though.
You're lucky I didn't grab it out of his hand and run to the other side of the bar and read it myself.
Let's go inside and just talk to him. So you guys head inside the Blue Clam. Trying to pull these names out of my head. I forgot we were standing outside of the Blue Clam. I prepped for going north already.
Did you?
Yes. So you you walk in. The bar is fairly just normal, not packed or anything. Speaker's at his usual spot at the end of the bar. He's in there moving his abacus and writing stuff down on paper. As you approach, he looks up and says, "Ah, my friends, what can I do for you?"
We have several letters coming down from Speaker Duvessa Shane for you. sir.
Oh, that should be my a report. There's like a monthly report we get. Yes, I've been expecting these. It's odd that you. Why are you delivering them?
We are on our way to the Lonely Wood, good sir.
To the Lonelywood. Oh,
Yes.
something going on in Lonelywood.
Well, we are on a quest to sort out some rumors in regards to the eternal winter.
Oh,
It is our task to hopefully correct this grievous situation.
that would be. If you can do as well as you did for me and the mine, be much obliged. Most of 10 Towns would be. The mine is up and functioning again. We've gotten first shipments back. It's Thank you immensely. It's been helpful.
No problem. If you have any assistance you could provide, certainly we are open to that.
Uh, yeah. Without knowing exactly what you need, I don't know exactly what I could give you other than well, here, just as a appreciation. And he digs in his pocket and he puts 10 gems out on the table. Looks familiar. It looks like stuff that would have came out of the mine. And assessing it quickly, you look at it and you assume it's probably about 100 gold worth of gems. So this is from the first shipment. This is partially due to you guys. Thank you very much.
Ah, terrific, terrific. Aranon, please
Yes,
secure
yes,
these
yes.
gems.
It would be my pleasure.
What is of most value to us, Speaker, is information.
Oh,
So perhaps you could provide some of the details in your report to make sure we have everything we need to make our decisions as we go through this possibly very dangerous quest.
oh, well, I suppose I could share with you. I mean, it's the monthly report. I can let you know if anything's out of the ordinary with it. I mean, I know there is some trials and stuff that some of the other cities have been dealing with. In particular, I mean, he opens it up in front of you, and when he opens it up, he puts his thumb. You see him very quickly. He opens it up, and then he puts his thumb on the top of it. When he puts his thumb on the top of it, first of all, when he opens it up, there's nothing written on the page. He puts his thumb in the upper right-hand corner, and when he does it, it kind of bleeds through like someone spilt ink in water onto the page, and all the writing kind of shows up. He goes, all right, let me see. You said you're going to Lonelywood, correct?
That is our destination, yes, sir.
Well, I can tell you a bit about Lonelywood. They it's not a very big town. Actually, it's one of these smaller towns. It's a very quiet town. Their speaker, Nimsy Huddle, is a halfling. She likes baking. That's one of her hobbies. Her doors are typically open to most visitors. I mean, they don't get a lot of people up there. They have a small militia, maybe about 50 soldiers. Because that's a town of 100, their sacrifices to Oral, they use food. They put food out for Oral. They don't get along with us so well. Well, I shouldn't say they don't get along with us. They don't like us. In particular, the miners and the fishermen of Lonelywood. Lonelywood's right on the edge of a lake, so there's a lot of fishing that is done up there. You can find there's a tavern there called the Lucky Liar. The Ramshackle Inn has been closed for a while. The last owner was found 2 years ago in the common room of the inn, hanging by a noose. So, I don't know what they're doing with the inn, but it hasn't been open for a good long time.
What was the name of it?
Ramshackle. The Ramshackle Inn.
Indeed.
There's still some debate as to whether this was a suicide or this was a staged thing to hide a murder.
Cobb.
If anyone is interested, wink wink, I don't know if you want to run an inn or not, but they're looking for someone to do it always, but people tend to avoid that based on the murder slash suicide. It has a bad rap, and no one really wants to touch that building, so it's used for wood storage nowadays. The that's just little. The big thing, and the thing that people kind of talk about, and there's apparently a moose. This is gonna sound ridiculous. A moose, yes, a moose. It's been attacking hunters. I don't know. It sounds ridiculous.
No.
Why a moose would be attacking hunters, but it's like it's like a ghost. That's what they say. I don't know.
Ghost moose?
Yeah, a ghost moose. It's strange. A white moose that. So they're they're sketchy about that. So if you go there, there may be. I don't know. The whole thing sounds fishy to me. It's kind of what you're walking into there, though. It's a good small town. Fishing community.
Sounds like a crappy episode of the X-Files.
I do not know what you refer to, but
Indeed.
It is.
It's from the south.
It's a very famous play in the South. Many people clamor over it and have many opinions about how the show theater went. I liked it.
I have not seen theater in a good long while.
Well, if you do, you should go and check out X-Files because you will enjoy it.
X-Files, he takes his quill and dips it in some ink and writes X-Files on his paper.
Indeed. Well,
Right.
thank you very much for the information, Speaker. We will beware the moose.
Alright. Yeah. So, what would you like to do? You have probably about a day's travel to Lonelywood from here. And then
Is it early enough in the day where it would make sense to get started, or?
It's where did we come from? You're midday, so you could probably get a half day's travel in. You could probably get halfway to Lonelywood, but then you'd have to spend a night in the wilderness. You could spend a night here, and then go in one day.
Well, Crixus and Ellis are talking a little bit about how Nimsy enjoys baking. Is there anything special in Tourmaline we could bring to Nimsy that she might not have in her little hovel that she would appreciate?
You could definitely go find a store. I mean, it being a small town, and this is on the outer edge of 10 towns. Like, it's one of the last northern towns before you're out into the wilderness. So that seems like a logical assumption to you. Ellie agrees and thinks, yeah, we should go see if we can find some baking stuff to bring to her. Maybe some like sugar or flour or stuff like that. What would be difficult to get? What would be the hardest thing to get? You think eggs?
Perhaps some eggs, maybe some unique spices.
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't grow up here? Probably a lot of crop stuff, so wheat or...
Dude,
Doc says, I wonder if Torgas would have anything. I mean, I know they went north already, but
Maybe?
Yeah.
Question mark?
let's stop in. It would have to be a merchant with some reach that would have some of these small, non-essentials.
so what I'm going to have you guys do is I will have you make investigation checks. Each member of the party can make them. If someone has Doc's stats up, they could go ahead and roll them.
Oh, Jesus.
I have a 12. I don't have Doc stats up. I can get them.
Natural 1.
Yeesh.
You think You're thinking about going out and checking stuff. You take one step out the door, Aaron, and a cold breeze kind of blows really violently towards you, and you think, maybe it'd just be a better idea to let them go, and I'm gonna go get a nail.
Yeah, that's.
They might have something here. Let me ask them.
And Doc's still better than everybody else at a 14 with +0. So
Okay, Doc is able to find some. You're able to find. You had a 12, Crixus?
I did.
You're able to procure some flour. Doc at his 14 was able to find some. I'm on the wrong page here. Find some sugar. And Ellie, let's see, investigation. Throw a roll. Nope. Ellie found nothing. She went looking for eggs and struck out. So you guys got some sugar and some flour that you can bring north with you. Big bag of each. Aranon, how much do you have to drink in the bar?
I am. I'm tipping him back in Aranon fashion.
All right. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay, well.
Assuming these 3 were gone for a good 2 hours.
And it's covered up by my stat, so we're gonna go with 14.
14. Yeah, you got a nice little buzz going on.
I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, you're good. Feels nice.
2
They
hours.
come back.
It's enough time to get happy, and not enough time to. Well, I shouldn't say not enough time to get smashed because.
All depends on what you're drinking.
Yeah, that's. Then I remembered that I had that one shot, and then.
Yep.
And then it was on.
Not trying to piss the bed tonight.
Nope.
Hey, I didn't that night either.
So you gather stuff up, come back to the Blue Clam, have a nice meal, have some ales, go visit Marta and get rooms at the East Look. Is that what it was? East. If I can find this, hang on. Tourmaline. Where's the map? The East Side. That's what it was. North Look in Bremen, or not Bremen, Brinchander, and the East Side in Tourmaline. And Marta's happy to see you guys again and greets you, asks a little bit of small talk about how the adventure's going. Any luck with the mystery of the darkness yet?
We're
Yeah,
still collecting information.
Oh, well, that's good. Where are you headed after this?
We look to arrive at the Lonely Wood tomorrow and
Oh,
continue some adventure that way.
Lonelywood. Really? Here.
Indeed.
This, I assume you'll be talking to Speaker Imsy Huddle. Here. And she reaches below the bar, and she pulls out this little, just a little cloth sack about that big. Said, this, don't give it to her right away, but if you need to, this is stuff that she covets for her baking. It's a spice. It's because she is a halfling. These halflings, especially the female ones, love this. They call it pumpkin spice.
Interesting.
I personally, I could give or take it. I know that the halflings seem to love it. Humans, the human women love it, apparently. The men get kind of frustrated about it.
Sounds
I
like
don't know why.
tequila.
You're not wrong there.
I have heard of this spice. I hear it is overused. It has become too
probably.
commercial.
The appropriate usage of it is fine. It's when the people try. It's good in bread. It's good in bread. It's good in muffins. You can make a pie. That all makes a lot of sense. They've started sprinkling it in their coffee, and in their ale, and in they've been making toasted cereals, stuff like brand things for more. It's ridiculous. They're taking it too far, in my opinion. But the important thing is that Nimsy Huddle loves this stuff. She can't get enough of it. Whenever she has it, she uses it immediately and goes through it like, well, like water down the drain. So that is a bargaining tool for you if you happen to need anything from her.
Oh, thank you so very much. Of course, you know, we are looking to have some conversation with her, and I appreciate this for any amount of leverage we might need to get the information we need. So, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's good to see you again, Crixus.
Indeed, it's great to see you.
And you want to make an insight check, Aaron? You might not need to. Ellie sees it. She doesn't need an insight check.
Well, I mean, do you want me to roll insight? Because it seems pretty obvious.
No, okay. It seems pretty obvious. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Yeah. As you're kind of headed up the stairs, you hear Ellie say to Crixus, "She's kind of young, but she's cute."
I'm going to yell over my shoulder, go for it!
Indeed, if the circumstances were different, I could spend some additional time here.
Well, you got one night now.
Aranon.
Yeah. I'm gonna
More
look.
than
I'm gonna
that.
to look behind me and be like, "Tell me I'm wrong."
If you want a shallow night of fun, yeah, sure. There's one night here.
Okay.
That didn't look shallow to me, though.
Setting the stage.
And she kind of side-eyes Crixus and raises an eyebrow. So you guys,
Which character is that?
Ellie. Oh, Marta.
No.
Marta.
Marta.
Where's Timberlane? Marta Pestrick. Marta is her first name, and then Peskryk.
You got it. All
Yeah,
right.
she'd have to take your last name. That's too hard to pronounce.
I'll plant a seed for later.
All right. Then you guys head up to your rooms, and you're
That felt like a successful mission accomplished for today. So
Mm-hmm.
let's look to get some sleep and head out early, since it's not going to matter when we actually leave.
Yep. So you get your good night's rest, long rest. Get up in the morning, have food, breakfast, dogs, get the dog sleds all set up, and you start heading north to Lonelywood. As you approach Lonelywood, it's appropriately named Lonelywood. Most of your time, once you get a little ways north of Tourmaline, is in woods. It's a wooded trail that has been run several times. The snow is packed down. It's not difficult to get through. It's a very easy trail. Most of the wind and the drifting being broken by the trees. So once the snow is packed down, it's easy running. As you are rolling through the Lonelywood, I need one of you to roll a d20 for me.
Aaron, let's see it.
Be good to me. Does a 2 cut it?
Yeah, two's fine. Yeah, you roll through the Lonelywood. There's no issues at all. I don't come across anything. In the distance, you hear wolf howl. And that's about it. Approaching the Lonelywood, you start seeing it's actually kind of funny because you're rolling down this trail in the woods and suddenly they're just buildings just happen to be alongside the woods, and you go down and they populate more to the point where you think this is probably Lonelywood, and you come out at the end of the trail and see this lake in front of you and these a bunch of docks. There is a little path off to the right at one point before that opens up, and all along the shoreline are the majority of the buildings for Lonelywood. There's a few along the trail here. You go past a rather large house that you assume is the speaker's house. You do, as you get out on the shore, you can see. It doesn't take long to explore the place. You can explore the whole place in probably about 5 to 10 minutes. You come across, you see the ramshackle inn. Windows boarded up, dusty. The door's actually like open, like there's no door on the hinge, and as you kind of peer in, as you go past, there's a bunch of wood stacked in there. And down the one coast to the south.
Hey, side note, I'm going to
Yes.
stop us, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to take some of this wood and put it in my bag of holding, because if we are stuck on the side of the trail as we're traveling, it would be nice to have a bunch of wood in case we can't find any, almost like a reserve.
Aaron,
Yeah.
don't just grab it.
Well,
Maybe, I don't know.
But-
Maybe let's talk to the speaker first. I mean, we can ask for wood.
Yeah.
I mean, there's woods all around. So if they have,
I was going to offer coin.
Oh, okay. I never know with you.
Who would we offer coin?
Oh.
Perhaps the speaker.
Yes.
So I think
Yeah,
we passed
I
the
would
speaker's
always
house.
offer coin.
Sure, you would. I'm gonna go up the northern coastline here real quick, and I mean, if there are only 100 people here, this can't be very big. She says, "Doc, you want to come with me?" And he kind of nods at her. Yeah, sure, I'll go with you. So if the two of you want to head to the speaker's house to inquire about wood and whatnot, Doc and Ellie are gonna head north and explore the remainder of Lonelywood. We'll come back to the speaker's house when we're done. It shouldn't take long.
Makes sense.
Sounds good.
Right,
Yeah,
so
let's head to the speaker's house.
Yep. So the two of you head to the speaker's house. It's actually a really nice little house. When you get to the house, there is a little halfling sitting on the. It's hard to tell whether it's a boy or a girl, but there's a little halfling sitting on the front porch, all bundled up and stuff. Has like 3 snowballs and is like rolling them, like playing a little game where she is rolling. They are rolling them between the other two, and then rolling like you used to play hockey with 3 quarters on the lunchroom table. Kind of doing that back and forth on the porch, and kind of looks up and, hi.
Hello, young man. Is the speaker in?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I'll go see if the speaker is in the house. And you get the impression that this is something that has been told to them over and over again. Like, this is how you talk to people that come inquiring about the speaker. And they go to the door and they go in and they slam the door, and you instantly hear, once the door is slammed, someone's here to see you.
Accurate.
The door opens up, and there is this little halfling female. Do they have a good description of her in here? Yeah, No, they don't. I don't see a good description. Well, here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, she shows up at the door, and she's got just her hair back in a little bun. Um, and she kind of looks up at you. She's got a basket in her arm with a, like, cloth over it. She goes, "Can I help you? Are you looking for a place to stay?"
Hi, I am Aranon, and this is my compatriot, Crixus. We have some... Well, we're actually here for a couple of reasons. We are here to deliver some messages, and we are here to inquire about some of that wood back in the abandoned hotel, or inn.
Oh, at the Ramshack. Yeah, we use that for wood now. It's been used for wood. You guys aren't innkeepers at all. You don't have any interest in starting up an inn, do you? Maybe.
Unfortunately, we are not. I cannot speak for Crixus here, but I personally am not. We are on a we're on a mission from God. Nope, we're on a different
Really?
type
Which
of
God?
mission. Nope, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We are on a different type of mission, though.
Oh, well, that's. Do you need a place to stay for the evening?
We may discuss it. We have some dealings.
Would you like a cookie? And she pulls back the top of the blanket. Said, "Here, just have one." And
I would
there's a
love a
bunch of
cookie.
these little frosted heart-shaped cookies in her basket.
Yeah, I'm taking a. Yeah, I don't turn down cookies.
So you grab a cookie out of the back, and she said, "Come in, come in, come in, come in. Let's go talk. You have messages for me apparently, and I would like to get to those. And well, it's cold outside, and it's warm upstairs. So come on in, come on in." And she invites you into her home, and you can see that it has been set up. It's a house that almost looks like maybe like it's got like a bit of a bed and breakfast vibe to it, because well, and she tells you as she starts walking up the stairs, she goes, "Yeah, since the ramshackle went down 2 years ago, I kind of opened my home to visitors looking for a place to stay for the night. So if you want a place to stay for the night, you could stay at my home." Looking around the home, you see all the doorways and archways. This house was clearly built for humans, but all the furniture in the house was halfling sized. It's all smaller things. As she goes, you see the one little guy. You know it's a guy now. He's pulling his gear off, and it's warmer in this house. It's actually kind of nice. And then there's like 3 other little children running around all over the place. And one of them runs up at this little girl runs up at one point and says, "Mom, can I have a cookie?" Yes, you can. And she gives her a cookie out of the basket, and it is actually a very neat little home life. It's very comforting, very homey to be there and be in the presence of this speaker and her children. She goes, it's just up here. If you come up here in the loft here," and she starts climbing this ladder. It's actually kind of cute. She puts the hooks a like rope to the basket that she's got, and you see the rope runs up to a pulley above, and she just kind of hooks that, and then she goes, "It's up here," and she starts climbing up this ladder, and it gets up to the top, and she looks down and she goes, come on up," and as she says that, she starts pulling this rope to bring the basket up, and she unhooks the basket from the thing, and I don't need the software update right now.
Is that what she said?
No.
Does the rope pulley need software updates?
So rope pulley needs software updates. No. She invites you up, and you guys go?
Sure, why not?
Crixus does, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Coming up top, there's a hearth with a fire going. The slanted angles of the roof kind of make it a nice homey area. There's a big like fur rug out, and a couple of chairs. There's a desk, but it's nice. It's
Oh,
quaint.
that's
It's like a
nice.
nice, yeah. It's there's bookshelves on the walls with like several books, and then you can see in the far end of the loft there is a like with access to the side of the hearth, a whole baking area with there's spoons and there's flour all over the place and all that kind of stuff sitting in there, her baking area. Said, so, you have messages for me, you said.
Indeed. Just for full disclosure, we also have 2 more travelers with us that
Oh,
would also require the same lodging.
okay, one moment. And then she just, mom voice, said! And when she yells the name, the scampering and pattering of the feet throughout the house is just kind of a constant thing. When she yells out the name, all the feet stop. And then you hear a soul set of feet come running to the base of the stairs. Yeah! There may be 2 more coming. Let them in when they show up. Send them up here. Okay. And then all the feet start going again.
All right.
Excuse me. So,
This lodging will be well more than adequate. Thank you so much.
oh, well,
And then hand over the letters.
oh, my reports. Yes, those should have been coming. Yep, I got it. Why are you sending them?
We are on a quest, and I would actually like some time that we can talk about, who we are and where we are headed.
Oh, well, yeah. And you're more than welcome to talk about it right now. Let me open these up, see if there's anything super important about them. And then she opens the first letter and just kind of looks at it and just kind of looking like, oh, yeah, okay. Right. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about that, other than it's just nasty, nasty business. Was I supposed to tell you guys about that?
Well, it may be pertinent to our
darkness,
mission.
the letter about the darkness. Is she looking for information for you
Yes.
guys?
Yep.
Oh, okay. She's a good lady. She's a smart lady. A little on the nose sometimes. So I kind of figured out that this was for you. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot. What I do know about is this moose that we got. That is kind of an issue. But other than that, the darkness, that's terrible, terrible business. I don't like this darkness at all. It's a little creepy. I'd like it to go away. And as much as I'd like it to go away, I don't have a lot of information about it for you, other than it sucks. I know the lights come out at like what they've deemed midnight. I don't know why they called it midnight. So, whose idea that was? I think that was the Arcane Brotherhood. They're I don't know. We don't have to worry about them. And that, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Okay, this other one, this is just my typical, yep, status report, yep. Yep, okay, good. She still mentions moose. That's all right.
All right. Tell us more about this moose. Tell us about. Is it a ghost? Is it a real thing?
Our loggers have been terrorized by this. Okay. We've tried to send some hunters out there to kill it, and they've eluded it this entire time. I mean, we kind of depend on the forest for our survival, the logs and the logging, and then the lake. But if we can't get in for wood and keep warm, keep a fire going like this, to keep baking, she cracks a big grin when she says that. Well, let's put it this way. I wouldn't be a very good speaker if I let some dumb moose terrorize my town and upset our way of life.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Have you sent a party after the moose?
I've sent hunters. None of them have been successful.
Indeed. Well,
Would did you get, you get the idea that she wants to ask you, but she doesn't want it. She is very proper and accommodating and doesn't want to put it on you guys.
I'm
That's
gonna
what it seems like.
Aranon is going to speak up and say, "Would you like us to look into it for you?"
Could you? And her eyes get kind of big.
We would have to talk with our other two companions, but I'm sure we can come to a deal.
Okay. Well, when your other companions bonk, 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 knock on the door. Oh, well, that might be them now. And you hear Ellie and Doc having a conversation with Sid at the door, and not long after they come up the stairs and introduce themselves. Hey, stuff, and Ellie actually pulls up one of the halfling chairs and sits on it. She looks cute, like a kindergarten teacher sitting on a chair in a kindergarten classroom talking to the kids. So you want us to go hunt a moose? Ellie says.
Well, it sounds like there's something a little more to the moose, like it may or may not be physical. Would that be the right word?
Maybe, I don't know. We haven't been able to find a lot about it. They say it's white
Where is this moose seen?
in the woods, in the forest, out to the
Like-
east.
Okay, out east. Okay.
Yeah, where we do most of our logging.
So if we went to your logging area, we would run into it more than likely.
Hopefully, I would think so. But I've sent hunters out there looking for it who haven't been able to find it.
We are not your average hunters.
You don't
Indeed.
look like them.
this does sound like a quest for TBD.
It does.
TBD, is that your name?
Yes. That would be us,
yeah.
actually.
What does that
Yes.
stand for?
The baker's dozen. And
You just hear
therefore-
some big ear-to-ear grin at that. I like that name. That's fantastic. You need a few more of you, though. I mean, honestly.
Still recruiting.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Well, if I didn't have my speaker duties to take care of, joining a group called the Baker's Dozen seems right up my alley.
We can make you an honorary member once we come back.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Especially if you can take care of this moose.
Speaking of the joys of baking,
Yes.
and then I refer to Aranon to pull out the sugar and flour from the bag of holding.
As you reach into the bag and you pull it out, you're actually like you're pulling a 50-pound bag out of the
Yeah.
and you're like, and you pull it out and it comes out of that opening and her eyes, woo! How does that fit in there? Is that one of the magic bag things?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's very useful.
Well, what can I give you for the? I mean, this is much appreciated. What can I give you for it?
You can give us a dozen cookies for the road.
That sounds like a good deal. And she reaches back, and it actually happens rather quickly. She reaches into the basket, and from a desk drawer, she pulls out what looks like a piece of paper. She takes it and she goes whap, and all of a sudden there's just a box there. It unfolds. She puts the cover back, puts the dozen cookies in there, puts a little thing in it, and then she's got a rubber stamp thing that she hits a thing of ink and stamps the top of it. And it's this little muffin-looking thing with steam rising off
Nice.
of it.
You guys,
In
I think you
addition-
guys are are coming to realize that Aranon is a sucker for the sweets.
Sucker for sweets.
Uh-huh.
Additionally, Speaker, the most important thing you can do for our group is to spread the word of positivity about TBD. We need those to hear of us and assist us in our quest, so that as we go from town to town, our renown follows and precedes us, in fact, and we're able to gather the tools and assistance we need to complete such an important quest for this region.
I can definitely do that. I will spread that word far and wide. TBD. Good
Indeed.
people looking for all the help they can get to try and get rid of the darkness.
In fact, amongst the speakers, obviously that's most important at all. So in your actions with the other speakers, please make sure to make them aware of our presence and the positive influence we hope to have across the land.
Well, the fact that you have a friend in Duvessa Shane speaks volumes. So that should carry a lot of weight in and of itself, her being the leader of the council. Yeah, definitely. So count that as 2 friends. 2 of the 10 members of the council are friends.
Perfect. All right.
Is there anything else I can do for you before I go back to my baking?
I think not. I appreciate your assistance.
Most excellent. If you need anything, let me know, or Sid. He will come and get me, or he knows how to do some things himself at this point.
Side note, Crixus, just this is not canon. Did we actually give her the pumpkin spice yet, or is that still in the bag? Because you just said the.
Still in the bag.
Okay.
That's a leverage item.
Okay.
So if we need something, we'll garner it.
I thought so because you didn't mention it, but I just wanted to be sure.
It was very intentional.
Okay.
And then, so once the speaker leaves, we have to put our heads together and say, look, in the short term, I think we should take care of this moose problem. And then in the long term, I still want to pick the speaker's brain about anything she knows about the Arcane Brotherhood.
I think that's wise. If we scratch her back, she'll scratch ours, so to speak.
I think if we garner her favor, any information she might have that maybe she was holding close to the vest in this area might. Although, in talking with the speaker, it does not seem she has many secrets.
No, it does not.
So I think we probably need to rest and then tomorrow head out, or is there enough time left in the day?
It took a day. If you headed out, you're gonna have nightfall in about an hour or so. So if you want to go out at night, you could. It's gonna get ungodly cold.
How did we? Oh, I suppose we didn't ask. How far out the logging camp is, or the loggers are from town, because that will make a difference.
Couple hours. I mean, if you go back and ask her, she'll tell you, oh, it's just a couple hours. It's not far. The loggers go out into the woods to do the logging and then bring the wood back in the day.
So we could actually go out there, make camp, stay overnight, and keep watch to see if it shows up.
That is a possibility.
And then
I don't recommend being out in the cold. It's cold.
It just doesn't sound good.
Nope. But
like,
if it's
Crixus looks over and sees the hearth and looks back at Aranon and looks back at the hearth and looks back at Aranon.
if it's a logging camp, they must have shelter to which we could build a fire. Do you think they travel out there a couple hours and then work a full day and then come back a couple hours every day?
unlikely.
I say we ask her about that, and if there is no campment there, then we can stay here. But if there's a campment, I say we go overnight.
There is and she says too when you go ask her. She said there is one small cabin out there. It's a very well, it's not that small, and well, about 15 to 20 people can spend the night there. There's cots. It's dirt floor. There is a fire pit with an opening above it to channel the smoke out.
Okay,
All right.
so if we could take some wood from your shack to bring with us to build a fire for overnight.
You want to take wood to the logging camp?
Well, I don't. You said they haven't been working there, or you said that it's been
No,
disrupted.
no,
so.
they're getting this. They still work,
Okay.
but
Then
not
no,
as
we would not
efficiently as
need-
they could.
Okay.
You won't need wood. There's just wood stacked there and wagons there that are scheduled to come back. So
All right. Well, so we have your permission to use as much wood as we like.
oh, absolutely, here. And then she pulls out a paper and writes stuff down, and then that rubber stamp with the thing hits and it's the muffin with the steam coming up. It almost seems like that's her like sigil, like her personal sigil.
Awesome.
And it's funny because she as she's doing it, she goes, "Oh, I should probably add this to it too." And then she takes adds a different sigil to it that is actually the sigil of Lonelywood, which is I don't know how to describe this other than just showing it to you.
All right.
Oh, I
It's
like
like
that.
a path. Yeah, it's like a path on a
It looks like an
green.
hourglass, like a weird
yeah.
triangular hourglass.
Okay. All right. So I guess we're headed to the encampment.
Yep.
Crixus tightens up his ring of warmth in anticipation of a cold, cold night.
Mm-hmm. So you guys roll into the Lonely Wood. If one of you will give me a d20 roll again.
I'll do that again. Do. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop. 14.
14. As you are traveling, you suddenly, well, not suddenly, but you hear from off to your right, you hear like, and you turn and look, and there's like a bunch of snow that just falls off of a lower pine tree branch. Make a perception check as you look at this a little closer. It's getting kind of dark. It's a little hard to see. You have dark vision, though, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. So you looking at it, you can see pretty clearly the outline of brown bear.
Yeesh.
Looks like it's like you don't know what it's doing. It's digging around in this tree for something.
I'm just going to say let's keep going.
Pass it by.
Mhm.
Acknowledge its presence.
Give it a high five on the way through.
As you're looking at it, it notices you guys, and you can see it was actually like chewing on the branch that it had pulled, like gnawing on it, and it stopped and starts lumbering towards you guys.
I am going to pull out my. How far away is it?
Probably about 50 feet.
All right, I'm gonna. Pull out one of my hand crossbows,
Okay.
and I'm gonna. I want to shoot it to ward it off, but actually, I'm gonna say I'm gonna pull up my hand crossbow, and I'm gonna tell Doc, "Hey, blow your horn at it." to see if he can scare it away with its horn of whatever that is.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Okay, so you pull your hand crossbow. Doc gets his horn out and gets to blow on it. I need you to make a intimidation check with advantage because Doc is helping you.
What an inspirational idea.
19.
19. You pull out and kind of aim it at it, and Doc blows on the horn. You don't hear anything when Doc blows on the horn, but the bear suddenly stops and kind of looks up and looks around and turns and starts just galloping away from you guys. They want nothing to do with you.
All right, I'm going to put my hand crossbow back.
All right. And you make your way, then the rest of it, you do find the logging camp. There are a few loggers there. There's a fire going in the... you see the smoke coming out of the cabin when you get there. And light coming in through the windows, or out through the windows.
I'd like to greet them warmly. We want to make sure the loggers are good people. So,
Okay.
Just say, good day to you. We come from Beaker from Nimsy Huddle in order to search in earnest for the moose that seems to be giving some consternation to the logging camp.
Okay, there are two loggers that you see, and what they are doing, it looks like they had a wagon that got overturned, and they're loading the wood back into it. And the one logger, when you mention the moose, just starts laughing. And he's like, the moose, the ghost moose. That's what you're talking about. You're here to invest. Wow. Okay. And then the other guy looks at him and is actually kind of a little bit pale. He's like, shut up, Bill. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never seen it, but it does exist. It's real. Yeah. I almost believe you. Riley. It's not. Ghost moose. It's probably just a real moose that's got snow on it. Bill? Can we just finish stacking this wood? I'm getting cold. I want to go inside by the fire. You guys willing to help us stack this wood?
Crixus will get off the sled immediately and start to assist. I think we want to earn the logger's favor.
Yeah, and Doc hops down, so does Ellie. Ellie looks at Aaron as she hops off the wagon, or off of the dog sled.
I'm going to grumble to myself and slowly walk my way over there.
Okay.
In order to save Aaron from that labor, I ask him to make sure the dog sleds are secure.
All right, I can do that.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, shit. 10.
10. You do well with most of the dog sleds. Prince? He's just doing his own thing. You get the idea that he's, you unhitch him and everything, and that he's just going to kind of go about his business and find you in the end.
At this point, that would be normal, though.
Yeah.
I think
and you
after...
take all the sleds, you line up alongside the cabin, you cover them, allow the other dogs inside, and they go find places on the floor to lay and huddle together. There are two other loggers inside, a man and a woman. Very both of them very large, like bulky beings, humanoid, taller than your average humanoid. You believe you've seen these people before. You've definitely heard of them. They're Goliaths. You can tell that. But they're sitting down. both seem pretty grumpy. You just leave them be? They kind of side-eye you as you come in.
Well, I mean, Crixus really wants to make sure this is a safe place to sleep for the night, so...
Crixus isn't there, though. This is just Aaron on with the dogs.
Oh, got
Crixus
it.
is
Perfect.
loading wood.
Perfect. Good luck, Aaron.
Yeah, right. I am going to. I'm gonna.
The male looks up at you and goes, "Oi, who are you?"
I'm gonna introduce myself and say basically everything that Crixus told the people outside. We're here for blah 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 for the moose, blah blah blah, and we are here to hopefully not stay more than a night. Hopefully we can get this taken care of. We won't be in your way.
I'll be here to get rid of that moose. I am more than glad to have you here in the cabin for the evening. My name's Daydan. This here is Hespa. She looks at you and says, "I'm nice to meet you."
That's
you
an
alone?
interesting accent you have there, sir. Are you from the south or are you up here originally?
Nah. I'm from the south originally.
Ah, I thought I could place that accent. The deep south?
But none of this. No, it's not. It's not that. It's a remote little community. But none of that makes no. Never mind. Are you here by yourself?
Oh no, sir. I am here with 3 other companions.
Oh, well, I suppose that's a good thing. Traveling by yourself in these woods with that moose on the loose. Yes. Did not do that intentionally. Show title: Moose on the Loose. It's probably not a good idea. Well, Daydan, some people don't believe that he actually exists. I seen it. I seen it. It's out there. It's not. It's a ghost. Moose. I swear it's by it. It come creeping up on me over the ridge like, oh man, like Bubba Louie's ghost. It just, yeah. Whew. Gave me a good case of the all-overs, if you know what I'm talking about, right?
All right, I'm gonna give him a thumbs up and drop our packs and stuff down by some empty cots.
Okay. And drop the packs down by the cots. Do you go up back to help with the...
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them it was nice to meet them, and we'll talk later, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. And he takes a drink of his ale. And he's drinking from this clay mug. About the time you head back outside, they've got most of the logs back up in this wagon. And then Bill looks at Riley and says, "Now, Riley, don't piss him off again. Okay?" Oh, wait a minute. Bill was the one that was laughing. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Riley says to Bill, "Bill, don't piss him off again." Well, it's not my fault that he believes in spooks. Yeah, but you don't have to egg him like that. I mean, we had to reload the wagon. He flipped the damn wagon over. I don't want to do... he could knock down one of the walls inside. I mean, like, he could take a whole wall out of that cabin if we're not careful. Don't egg him on. He's superstitious. Okay. Let's go in and get some sleep. You guys, you want to stay in the cabin with us?
I'm gonna tell the group that I put our packs by some empty cots and we're all set.
Oh, good, says Doc. I'm ready to sleep. He's
right.
walking in. Doc goes walking in like he walks right over to cot and wham, lights out.
So the main intent of being up here is really to make sure we're gonna find the moose. So we should probably run, some
watch.
some guards overnight to keep watch. So probably 2 and 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm thinking we should do more than one because there's 4 of us. Clearly, Doc doesn't feel like taking first watch.
I'll take watch with Doc, Ellie says. So,
So-
and I'll rest right now, and then, she looks at Bill and Riley just before you guys, or just after you guys get in. Do you guys take watches? And Bill's like, oh yeah, we usually leave one up on watch. Would you take one watch? I mean, we'll take 2 of them if you guys can arrange to take that last one. Oh yeah, sure. That'd be fantastic. Some of us might get a full night's sleep then. Be fantastic.
Perfect.
I'll take the watch. I don't believe in any of that hoodoo. And at that point, like when they walk in and you kind of have that conversation, and then he says that, and the room gets real quiet, and there's a underlying tension there between these 2 pair. And as the 2 human men go down to the one end and the Goliaths are on the other end.
I'm gonna kind
And
of
you
look
guys are in
around and
cots in
go.
the middle. Yeah, there's some tension here. And let me go. I will go tell the Goliaths that they don't need to take a watch. That we have watches covered for them. And you see Ellie go over, and a conversation seems to go well. And she comes back and says, "All right, I'm gonna get some shut eye so that I can wake up for the second watch with Doc."
All right, Crixus. Are there windows around the cabin? I'm assuming, like a lot of windows that would cover each side of the wall.
There's
like each
like
wall.
6 windows. On the short walls, there's 1 window, and on the 2 windows.
Okay.
You'll be able to look around.
So here's my question regarding the cold and how prepared we are. Would we be able to sit outside on watch without freezing to death, or are we going to be able to cover everything from inside? I guess is my question.
Be able to look decently enough from the inside. Do you ask them about what they do at all, or
I'm actually going to ask them if they have hunting stands that are up in trees close to the camp.
we don't? Bill says we don't have hunting stands. We have checkpoints for watches. There's 4 of them.
So, but are they up in trees?
No, they're little. They're just little. Honestly, they look like shitters. But it's just like a little wooden building with a parchment in it that we scrawl notes on as we walk. About a mile radius around the camp that we do this, and then when you take watch, you go walk the radius, come back, and you sit on your ass by the fire until you wake the next person up.
This shitter has been cleaned by Goliath, Pete.
The shitter is not full.
All right, so I think Crixus is gonna say, I'm gonna spend some time outside to get to know the sounds of the area, and I suggest that you do the same. However, my ring will keep me warm, so
I will
we
play it
can-
by ear. If I get too cold,
you
I
can
will
go in.
huddle in one of the shacks for a minute, or come back to the fire for a little bit. But yeah, I think
Perfect.
do we want to walk together, or do we want to kind of do concentric circles, or kind of like one person goes clockwise, one person goes counterclockwise?
For the most part, we should stay together.
All right, I'm down for that.
All right. So you guys head out on your patrol to patrol, And you see the well-worn path in the snow, the footprints leading out, and you actually get out to the first checkpoint easily. You open the door and you look in there, and Crixus, what do you have for light? You don't have dark vision, so what are you using for light?
Oh, I do have dark vision now.
Oh, you do?
so-
Okay, you both do. Okay, so.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh,
Yeah, tiefling.
Tiefling. I was thinking Dragonborn for some reason. You guys you get there, and on this first piece of parchment, you can see it's got dates and times and one mention wolves. There's a mention of one says spirits, and then you see there's like the initials next to it are D, and then there's like scrawled in the margin next to it is like Hobbit. And then you see the similar handwriting of someone as B and R, like these people signing off as they go through each time. And the second check post is fairly mundane. There is no real notable things there. The third checkpoint, when you get to it, you read it, and the thing that sticks out is swear to God, I heard a banshee. And the in the margin was, no, that was just me shagging your mom. And
Nice.
and you see these two basically poking at each other and screwing with each other and through these logbooks. And you get around to that fourth one, and there is actually a mention of moose tracks on that one. You didn't notice anything. Well, actually, no. Give me perception checks as you're walking to that final checkpoint.
At advantage or no?
Blackjack.
Oh, you got a 21. So, I was gonna say you can both roll, or one of you can roll at advantage.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I rolled garbage.
Okay.
Crixus was
But
good.
Crixus, you do notice moose tracks on your way to this fourth one. Then they kind of lead across the trail and then back out.
Fair enough. And then I'll motion towards the moose tracks. Say, could easily be a real moose, but I think we should check it out.
I agree.
So let's follow the tracks for a while.
Okay. Roll a d6.
One of us or both of us?
One of you.
I'll roll it.
All right.
I already have it up. 4.
4. You're following it for a while, and maybe a half hour in, there is a very large creature you see. Maybe 50, 60 feet away. And it stops when it hears you guys and lifts its head and turns its head in your direction. You see this massive set of antlers. Clearly, without a doubt, this is a moose. It's dark. It's not white. Just looks like your average run-of-the-day moose.
I was gonna say, do the tracks stop with that? But we wouldn't be able to tell because the moose is still 60 feet out.
I mean, this appears to be your standard run-of-the-mill boring moose.
Mm-hmm.
If we were hunting, it could make a fantastic meal for the rest of the crew, but it's not our task this eve.
Just kind of stares at you guys as you're talking, just chewing whatever it pulled up from whatever it found deep below the snow. There is snow on its muzzle.
Let's head back to the camp, Ernon.
That sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
All right. You guys head back to the camp. Complete your watch. Aranon and Ellie get up.
Doc and Ellie, you mean?
Or Doc and Ellie, yes. Aranon and Ellie just is simpatico in my head. They just go together. But Doc and Ellie get up for their watch. Do this once.
We should probably call it 2GC.
Yep. And they return to normal, like normal. You guys awake in the morning, and everyone's there, and everything's normal. Everything seems fine, and they're ready to bring their 2 wagons full of logs back into town. So we will cut it there in the morning, with you guys a good night's rest, a long rest, and a chance to go explore some more for this moose if you'd like to.
Perfect.
Believe that we will. Awesome.
I'm going to take a long rest. I don't think I needed to reset anything, but I take it anyways.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Always just hit the long rest. You never know.
All right. Thanks to everybody for showing up. Yeah, that was a good story, good progression. I think we got a lot of threads to pull.
Sure.
I'm excited to see where this darkness and I'm actually curious if it's just like an albino moose or if it's like a ghostly moose of the Northwoods.
So the ghost moose has been communicated to be like a really big moose. We just saw a really big moose, so I think we'll have an idea of how large in scale this ghost moose must be to scare the loggers.
Excellent. And with that, we shall close up shop.
No big cliffhanger.
Nope,
Sorry
no
about
big
that.
cliffhanger. But
Could have been. I said no.
interesting.
I don't know.
All right.
This is-
Thanks. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I can talk after show.
All right. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
what's up?
thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for chatting in the chat. Chatting in the chat where you're supposed to chat. We are 2 Nerds 1 Quest. You can follow us everywhere. Twitter. I think I'm gonna stop talking about our Twitter names because it's in our closing slide.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But you can follow us. We are at 2 Nerds 1 Quest. Number 2 Nerds, number 1 Quest. That's the one I'll start promoting.
Yeah.
You can follow us twitch.tv/TomMNorm, TOMMNORM. You can catch us every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central United States time. The only time zone that matters.
To us.
Anyways. And
Actually, that's a lie because there's an Italian time zone that matters to me for weird reasons.
Sure. Yeah, follow us on Twitch, Twitter. Support us. Tell people about the show. Go to patreon.com/ Bacon Standard Time. Yes, BST is a real thing.
Bacon Standard Time. Hell
It is.
yes, Zoe.
Thank you for reminding me about that, Zoe. Bacon Standard Time is a real thing, and if you do not follow BST, I don't even know what you're doing with your life.
Just die.
Just die. Go to patreon.com/ 2 Nerds 1 Quest. $1 a month gets you the podcast. So, like Scoot and Jack, who is a patron, she will be able to go back and listen to this episode because she had to jump early. She had to go to a horse show, which sounds kind of fun.
That sounds nice.
Patreon.com/ 2 Nerds 1 Quest. We also have the vote monthly poll where we do something that JC puts up a poll and the patrons decide. Join our Discord, talk with us, say hi, say what's up, and tell people about the show. If you're enjoying it, tell others. Share it with them. Tell them where to find it. So, for me, for JC, for Crixus, and for the missing lazy dragon, we shall catch you next week.
Get 'em.